Welcome back to Netrunner Worlds 2025 from a beautiful city of Edinburgh. This handsome stud to my right is Cranked. My name's Baram Wu, and we are back for what is actually the lower bracket semi-finals.
It's been a long day, partner.
Yeah,
it's been a long day.
So apologies if we misled you before. So here we have the lower bracket semi-finals. We've got Bowsley, who we've just seen play a pretty incredible game versus Alco.
I hope his heart rate's come down from that previous one.
Yeah, mine hasn't yet. So playing against that, we've got Davs. Let's talk about a quick bit about Davs' Esser deck. This is wild.
This is a wild list. It's a bit of an oddball. I don't even know where to start with it. Only 2 Chestushkas. The influence spread is all over the place. 1 Pinhole, 1 Ashen. Yeah, those are normal. Couple Asian, Nuka, whatever. But then you get down to 1 Ritual, and then you get down to 1 Hippocampic Mechanocytes.
Absolutely.
Hello?
Also, playing the absolute baller play of 5 Matrioscas.
Oh yeah, the 6th one's in the binder. We don't need that one where we're going.
This is like card cutting to the T. Like, I need to cut a card, 5 will do. But yeah, so we've already got a Marrow, which is pretty good sort of from stopping you dying early. Having a hand size of 7 is good.
It'll probably go down from there. Essa never starts with just never ends with just the 1 core damage, but this is a really good way to survive the early game.
Yeah, already losing 1 of those dolls, so we're down to 4 in deck.
Okay, all right.
We can keep a little track of that one. Bowsley sort of playing a fairly defensive start. We've got some ice on HQ. Obviously, you want to sort of stop those easy Chestushkas coming through, and also something in a remote which has been iced. One thing to just be really aware of, certainly Davs will be playing around this, is that Bowsley is on Regenesis.
Yes.
And the one thing about Sabotage is you can sometimes accidentally set yourself up for a Regenesis score.
Oh, did I do that?
Off the back of some Sabotage. So you do have to be a little careful here.
Now, I did watch Davs play this exact matchup earlier in the day. Not against Bowsley per se, or mind you, but still the Essa into Alco matchup. The Alco deck disappears very quickly in the face of all that Sabotage, coupled with the self-mill and the draw power that Alco is afforded just by virtue of being the egg.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, Cohort and Alco already sort of draw a mill through your deck anyway. If you're also losing 10, 12 cards to Esser ability, maybe a couple of Chestushkas, suddenly your deck feels very, very slim, very fast.
And remember, the agendas have to go somewhere.
Absolutely. Dav's playing very aggressive already. A very well-known aggressive player. Face-checking this ice that turned out to be just a fly swatter. Probably the only thing that doesn't really do a bit of damage in this list. But just checking it with its face.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
The best breaker is built in, I would say.
Now, we've already drawn into more of these dolls, which is fine unless you lose too many of them. You definitely want to hold on to 1 or 2, I would think. But we're going to see if any of those come down. Davs is pretty poor right now, so no credits at all to speak of after pinholing the Cohort.
Now, it is a 1x pinhole, so that pinhole is out of there.
Yeah.
Now, things can come back. There is a one-of copy of Katorga Breakout in this Essa list, a card that I don't think a lot of people have played or frankly read. It's a bit of an oddball. It looks a lot like a card, maybe something like a retrieval run from back in the day. Katorga Breakout, run any server. If successful, get anything back from your heap into your grip.
Yeah.
You still get an access. This is a really cool inclusion.
It really is, and it works really well with Ghost Tongue, which we've got 3 copies of in this deck, because it will going to reduce that down to just 1 credit to run. I'll let you in on a little secret. I was playing free Katorga Breakout in Esser back in Worlds in Barcelona,
Beautiful.
And I was loving it. We're just barreling into this anemone, so we're going to take a couple of damage off the anemone. One of those is a steel skin. That's going to draw a couple more cards.
Reload.
But then we're going to take another damage off the anemone subroutine itself.
I think Davs has to be okay with just giving Bowsley a few Oko counters early, right?
Yeah, I mean, also, this aggression, Bowsley's down to 1 credit and
Strike
hitting
fund.
a strike fund. I mean,
jackpot.
This is why you can be so aggressive as a criminal. You do not care if you take damage because half the time it's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Checking a card.
See
Seeing
how they run.
such a run there.
Rip
like,
'em.
Absolutely kind of just tempo for Davs and lack of tempo for Bowsley, other than getting those Alco counters, which is going to be pretty good.
There's another cohort.
That's just out in the open. I would assume that if Davs pinholed the first one, this one is not going to survive if it doesn't get iced up very, very quickly.
I think we do see another ice on the left side of Bowsley's hand. Can't get a good look at it, but we'll probably find out here in a moment.
Only a couple of cards in hand, but that's going to change pretty soon as we get our cohort trigger, our Alco trigger, drawing right back up and hopefully getting right back in it. Not really able to play much of the money that's in Alco at this level, but if you find a Bladderwort, which there is one there, that's a particularly nice thing to get down at this sort of time in the game.
Yeah, Bladderwort behind this Fly Swatter is probably going to go a long way. The only way that Davs has through this Fly Swatter would be Matryoshkas, and we're already down one. The only breakers in this deck are 5 of the dolls and 2 Begamoths.
Yeah, we see 3 of the dolls in hand already. Now, this is why Davs is such an aggressive player. I would be so scared right now because you've already lost 1. That's 3. You lose, 2 of those, and you're going to be in real trouble. You're going to have 1 ice breaking option other than the Begamot to get through stuff.
This Essa deck is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a copy of Predictive Planogram getting played for Bowsley. 3 credits on the board.
Exactly the kind of money he can play, which is great. I think that will be the Bladderwort installed naked, and probably wanting to use that service for something a bit more important. Maybe a Moonpool, maybe a Fat, something along those lines. We got a Mamie coming down here. And then making a run on R&D, putting the Mamie down first, obviously, because if you hit an agenda here, get a nice little charge off that. Checking Archives.
Check Archives. There's another. See how they run. 4 points on the board.
Already probably from the Sabotage, we're assuming.
1 Mindscaping.
Yeah.
Looks like a Hansei in there as well. Petty Cash, Anemone. A lot of good hits in there, frankly.
Yeah, and again, Mamie getting that counter immediately. So we're already off to the races with some money. 4 points on Dav's side.
Big oppo.
This is going in a very different direction to our last game.
There's the Bladderwort. We're out of range. Alco Trigger, Spin Doctor, Regenesis, and Bladderwort. None of these seem particularly exciting if you're Bowsley.
Regenesis.
I think Regenesis to the bin, yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder if we see an Ice on Archives.
Yeah, this is a deck where the Ice on Archives is a bit more critical early, just because of you need to set up those Regenesis plays. It's Petty Cash.
Yeah. Just making a couple of credits, but clicklessly. Feels really good in Alco as you're trashing stuff anyway. Bowsley now got to kind of decide where they're at. Their backup are good in terms of money. Davs is definitely not. So if there's an Oppo to hand, then that could do a significant amount of damage. But Davs does have a big hand size still. Only taking that 1 core so far. Just installing 3.
The 3-card Monty.
Yeah. Playing out 3 remotes. Plenty of things that they could be. We're assuming Moonpools, maybe Bladderworts. We didn't see what got drawn. R&D also still completely unprotected. Davs is on a couple of copies of Finality. Only takes him to find 1 Fuji for the win right now.
Oh yeah, the Fujis are very much lethal here. Even a card like Copulation would probably be able to do some real work in this board state. There is a 1-of copy in Davs' list.
And worth noting that Bowsley isn't on the false leads as an option here. So we've got 3 copies of Oppo, but no way of sort of time warping the corp to force those tags, but just using it more as a tempo thing. If you're going to come and trash all my stuff, you're going to have to also be able to clear all these tags.
Yeah, I was having a long think about the turn here.
Taking a credit. Also going to need to find some events for this Mamie at some point soon.
Rolling the D6 for which server we're going to run.
Yeah.
See what this is.
Wants to have at least 2 credits.
Here's Bladderwort.
So is respecting, I guess, a Spin Doctor?
Cohort possibly. There is Spin Doctor. Now, Spin Doctors carry extra weight in against Essa.
Yeah.
Essa puts a lot of cards away. Moonpools also are going to do some work.
And Dav's probably just wanting to clear out any spin doctors that might be on hand before playing any more sabotage events and taking core damage. Checking the last card as well, another Bladder Wart.
All 3 Bladder Warts accounted for. Face downs going, or the cards going in from Spin Doctor, excuse me, was a face down and a fut.
Again, these Bladder Warts kind of just pad campaigns, really.
For now.
At least you res them credit neutral.
Right.
I think, ironically, with the Bladder Wart, you'd almost rather they cost more money to
Yeah, you'd love to offshore more money.
So let's see.
There they are.
Bowsley just getting that drip. Nice little neat stack of Bladder Warts going on.
Here's the Bladder Wart money.
Still has Alco triggers here, so can still draw, can still cohort. We'll see what happens.
I'll go first. Yeah. It's like Oppo, Longevity Serum, and FUT.
Yeah.
Did not see what went to the bin. Potentially Oppo research.
Now this might tell us what's in this server, because if the FUT doesn't go in the server, then and it goes out naked, then this means that it's possibly an agenda in the server.
Agenda Moonpool would be my guess.
Yeah, Moonpool's a pretty good shout as well, actually. Because otherwise, I would imagine that either the Longevity or the FUT goes straight into this server right now.
Make it change.
Yeah, neatening from
stacks of 5.
Yeah, so we've got 12 credits. Dav's still pretty poor, but has enough money to play all of their events due to the Mamie. And the Esser decks have always tended to be able to run pretty light on money.
Yeah, they tend to run quite lean.
A lot of people kind of thinking that the ban of Bankar was going to be the death nail for Esser, but Davs and also Ollie from EA Sports saying no. We're seeing a score here, it looks like. So Moonpool removing itself from game.
Let's see a couple of agendas in hand.
Quite a few.
Hybrid release and a Fuji in hand.
So Bowsley gonna
give an Oko trigger.
Yeah. Trashing 1, I think also going to be using that Regenesis that he trashed earlier to put some counters out here. Are we just scoring out the Longevity Serum?
Longevity Serum seems quite good to just score straight up against Essa. Buys you at least a few more pieces of sabotage.
Absolutely. Could also technically get a second Alco trigger from the Longevity Serum, which might be relevant. I don't know if you actually want to draw quite as much as you normally would.
Yeah, our hybrid release and Fuji going in off of the Moonpool.
Means that there's still a Fuji in hand, I believe. You do see the Longevity.
There's the Serum. Got to get that Serum through. I think we may not be shuffling or trashing anything, just shuffling back.
And the agendas face up on the top of the deck just because Bowsley knows he's going to shuffle them in a second. So just sort of making sure that there's the least possible admin to do at the end.
Yeah, it's an important skill to learn for playing Tournament Netrunner, just little efficiencies to play to the clock.
Absolutely. As someone who's played some World Tree Arasana,
you know better than most.
I'm pretty adept with not shuffling unless I really have to. So Dav still with these 3 dolls in the deck, kind of needs some money. But a Chichishka, which has credits to pay, could just eat this an enemy and play
why not?
the Chichishka.
Like I said,
not the worst thing.
I don't think Davs is going to be that mad about giving just random Oko counters.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
We do also see the Ashen in hand, though. So this hand is really, really awkward in terms of the things that you might not want to lose. Like, you could lose the dolls, but if you lose the dolls
Finality. Here we go.
Wow. So
just saw Fuji go back in, too.
Yeah. And again, like, we only need to touch 1 Fuji. There's 3 in the deck here. We're going to see 4 cards. 2 are also going to get milled.
We lose the Chistushka to the core damage. Redraw, though. So still 6 hit points, essentially.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any consideration to play the Chichishka first, or you don't want to lose the finality, I guess, to the damage.
Exactly, yeah.
I think Bowsley sabotaging 2 from hand.
There's the Fuji. That's it. That's it. Davs wins this game, taking down Bowsley. Essa sabotaging Alco, cracking that egg.
A quick game's a good game, you know?
Yeah.
Like, very, very different approach to our last one. And Davs making the meta call here that Essa, where whilst it might seem a bit scary into Alco matchups, who's looking to do a lot of damage and you're also doing damage to yourself, you're also doing exactly the same to the Corp. And actually making this sort of idea that if you want to kind of go fast and use your Alco ability and use your cohorts, you're going to mill way more agendas than you were hoping to into the bin very, very quickly.
Just touch 7. It's that easy. It's that easy, especially for Davs.
Yeah, touching cards. I mean, we saw a Mercury do pretty well yesterday.
We did.
It did it by touching cards. It's always the best way. If you can find agendas before they can score agendas, it's a pretty good way to win a game.
Really well played to Bowsley, too.
Yeah.
I mean, just being able to come down off of the high of the previous game and put up a good showing against Essa, despite it being a quick game. And what an incredible run.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Great play here. And I mean, everyone who's made it to this stage, I'm sure it's been said many times, but we had 400 players playing today. So if you've got through to this point in the tournament, you are one of the best players in the world, whether you win or you come sort of anywhere in this top cut. It was an insanely hard top cut to even make it just into the 16. So getting down to this sort of level is really, really impressive.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it here for us in the booth. From the show. Anyone you'd like to shout out?
No, I mean, you know, it's just been great to be here at Worlds. I've got loads of friends, but it would take me about 10 million times, hours to shout out everyone. So I want to give a big shout out to NSG themselves, all the staff and crew that have been working, and in particular the person sat across from us who will remain voiceless most of the time, but it's an absolute machine. Kato has been running this stream and doing an incredible job. From watching it or from being on it, it's an absolute masterpiece. So thank you very much, Kato.
I'll second that. Thank you, Kato. None of this happens without you. And whether you know that or not, none of it happens without you. We're so fortunate to have you. And I'll throw a quick shout out to my Madison meta back home in Wisconsin. I really every time we get more than like 2 other people showing up for a meetup, it warms my heart a little bit. So big ups to the folks back home if any of you are watching, even though it's like it's 11 a.m. on a Sunday. They're watching.
Anyway, we've got some fresh faces for you. We're gonna go and probably catch the other games stood around the table. I imagine they've all pretty exciting stuff. But we'll leave you with this. Stick around. I think it's only going to be about 5 minutes or so before the changeover. So do stick around, and we'll be back with you in 5 minutes.